turn that one off. Well. All right. What's up, guys? I still have the filter on, but there's a reason for that. All right. Hello. Pardon me. Don't usually eat on stream, but I missed dinner. We're also going to be donning the black hat today.
Hello there.
We are mourning for the loss of a third-party program, tool, something that has been, I guess, useful and helpful for the common player. I've never used it in my life. Not saying that I've never used any kind of mod, but I am, I do feel some sympathy for the people who are probably no longer going to play the game. And somebody's going to pick up the pieces anyway, but yeah. Ironic, I'm eating dinner too. Yeah, but I'm eating mine's like really, really late. Which you shouldn't do, by the way. I also have a gnat problem in this room. But here's the thing. I mean, everybody's gonna have their opinion. But like, here's the thing. I think this was like a long time coming, that any third-party tool that was just being ignored was going to be like struck down in some form or fashion. Now, was it harmful to the player? Not really. I don't think it was. Everybody says that it allowed you to see other people's mods or something like that. So I'm guessing it was more aesthetic than anything. Well, that's the thing about it. If they were loud about it, they were talking about it, that's true. That's kind of their own fault, but they're complaining about it now. You know? It was paywalled? Well, what was it, really? Did you... Well, okay. The question is whether or not the mod was helpful. And I mean in a way that it didn't really like ruin anybody's day. Was it invasive? Was it cheating? Or was it just a mod to make the graphics look better or something like that? A Steam review? Are they bombing 14 because of this? I guess they would be. What was the benefits? Like, was it like a pay to win kind of thing on the game? Some reported lag is now mostly negative. Well, I wish I can get rid of these gnats. I really do. If I recall, you get more stink shells, which is what they call the list you could use to sync mods with other people. Oh, so it was more or less an in-program thing, not like an in-game thing. I'm thinking that the mods used in this was more or less just cosmetic, right? It's client side. Can't make others lag unless another person has Mare. And those people added each other on Mare. Oh. Oh, and it's cosmetic. Okay. Like, EX, like extra emotes. Oh, okay. So, I'm guessing it allowed people to, basically see each other's, like, custom, like, fits and people's, glamour that's not normally in the game, right? I'm guessing that's what it is. Okay. So, I think I'm getting it. Yeah, I think I'm getting it. I guess it's true what they say about 14. Glamour is the true end game. Damn. That sucks. I think one of my friends actually used it. I'm gonna need some water, not juice. Not that crap. Change the pets and mods. Or mounts. Makes sense. Makes sense. I don't think you need to be smart to upload this thing. Like, I guess I'm not tech stupid, but I mean, I was able to install Final Fantasy XI again. And I got past the menu pretty well. It's only cosmetic, no cheating. Huh. I don't think that's... Well, it depends. It could be bad, but I think mostly it's supposed to be like a fun thing. Mare makes the game run slower, probably for that person, right? Here, let me finish my sugar juice. Ooh, that was some weird taste. I really need to get water. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, that. Jesus. Anyway. Mare has to recode to change appearance. Oh, okay. So, from what I am learning from you guys, and what you're saying, and I have every gnat known to man. I have every gnat known to man just flying in my face. Great. I appreciate it. Anyway. At the end of the day, Square Enix is a business. CEO, you need to evaluate the cost and risk of rewards of any decision. They are already trying to get 14 on the Switch too. That's crazy. Say what you want about Nintendo. Family-friendly company. New mods is what killed it from a business standpoint. Yeah, I do remember people talking about how there are nude mods. I hate to say this, but even if it doesn't show up for other people, I'm sorry, I am burping all over the place, man. I'm sorry. You run a risk if you're going to do something like that. You really do. You run that risk. People should obviously know that if they're going to put any kind of mod in a game, you're running that risk. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand how they're not really getting that. Unless there's a reason. You know what? I fully believe that when I say we, I mean Western gamers. And I say this because I saw Xenos' video on this. He says that it's harmless, right? Now, that depends. It depends. The mod is only going to harm people who downloaded the mod, right? So it's not going to hurt anybody else. It's not going to hurt the normal player because they don't have the mod installed. To be fair, in that case, kind of had to happen because, well, okay. The mod itself being a purchasable thing, it is making a profit, right? So technically it has like a business behind it, it's taking a profit. But is it interfering with the business of Square Enix? I don't think it is. I think Mare is only trying, I mean, even if there is a paywall, which you shouldn't do unless you have the permission of the company to do something with it. I mean, yeah, but there are other sites that also do like paid things and is technically worse. What I'm seeing here is that Mare being just cosmetic, it would, on the surface, would be very harmless. Anybody who downloads it can only see other people who downloaded it, right? However, there is the underlying issue, and it can't be helped, right? It's always going to be in every community. There is always going to be that fine line of the NSFW. But user player ID, which is what Square Enix is working on making more secure. If you go out of your way to throw your ID at something on your own fruition and your own choice because you really need the big thigh mod or you need the big boobs mod, then that's on you, buddy. You fucked yourself over with that. Now, granted, Square Enix has already said that third-party tools is just not allowed, and they've been saying it over and over and over again. I'm not saying anybody here is using Mare. I'm saying the consequences of your actions is going to reflect on what you do in the future. And it's basically this is basically the player base right here, and this side of the player base right here, right now. They're most likely going to be Westerners, because Westerners use mods all the time in their games, whether it's to enhance or have more fun. Mods is just an anomaly for me personally. For sure, I know my case. You know, I use mods, there's risk tied to it. This is why I don't usually talk about it. I mean, no, that was kind of the thing. If you didn't talk about the mod, nobody was going to know about the mod. And even Yoshi P was just like, shut the hell up. If we don't know about it, then we can't do anything about it. And he damn sure knows that Yoshi P obviously knows that about the calculator, right? He knows that thing exists. Is he going to do anything about it? No. Because at the end of the day, as long as people don't talk about it, it's just going to stay as a calculator. Now, if you used it in a way that was malicious, like what is kind of currently happening anyway, it's where people going around saying like, man, you don't do enough damage, you're gonna get kicked out, man, get kicked out, you suck. Then it becomes something that Square Enix has to take a look at, You even tweeted about it for once. All I'm really saying, Mare is completely cosmetic, right? I now know this. And the only way for anyone is going to see anyone is if they downloaded the mod, right? Okay. And it's only going to affect anybody who made the choice to download the mod. Is there any paywalls to it? From what I'm hearing, yes. Is that a bad thing? Depends. Kules, what are you doing over in Kick? What's up, buddy? What people are forgetting about Mare came out, Final Fantasy XIV had its max player count and engagement. I do think, though, if they come after things like the calculator, the backlash would be even more severe. Yeah, because now you're hitting the hardcore crowd. Did stream lag? Stream does lag. Yeah, stream does lag. Kick is having its own problems, so I don't know. But hey, thank you for showing support over in Kick. I appreciate it. But now I'm going to get like a follow from another bot. I think they have the right to do whatever they want. They put in the TOS that third-party tools are not allowed. Any third-party program that attaches itself or is used through any of their video games. The problem is, I think it is, and hear me out, I think this is an issue with the people. First time watching, what's your favorite job in 14? My favorite job is Dark Knight. My second favorite is Reaper. You can only assume why I like him. So much so I got the sword tattooed on my arm here. I think Westerners in general have, I wouldn't call it a problem, but kind of a culture. And the culture pertains when it comes to video games, the culture pertains to using mods, third-party tools, and whatnot to either fix the game, enhance the game, or make the game fun. Or if it's boring, fun again. Moving over to YouTube. Glad to see you, Cools. As far as I can tell you, Westerners have had a problem trying to not use any kind of mods in their games for a long time. Almost every MMO has some sort of like third-party attachment. So you damn sure you see old school RuneScape, which they brought it, you know what? They appreciate the third-party tools. They appreciate the mods, and so does World of Warcraft. Final Fantasy is the only large MMO that doesn't really embrace add-ons or mods, and yet people will continue to use them. The mod that we're looking at right now, I don't even think it's too much of an issue because it's cosmetic, but at the same time, there can be a problem. There can be a problem. I'll have mods on my end. at least with RuneScape, it's curated. Yeah, RuneScape does curate add-ons and mods to make sure that it's not a cheat tool. But then again, it just became a cheat tool when they came out with the square spaces. Now you can color code them, you can program them. They'll tell you what to do when it comes to each and every boss. It's like, instead of player skill and you're doing something, I need to go get water and start some tea or something. But the fact that they did that just tells me, and because I mean, RuneScape is a Western MMO, by the way, so think about that. And so is World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is a Western MMO. 14 is an Eastern MMO, and you know how it is over in the East. They don't really like their third-party tools too much. They don't really like their add-ons too much. They have like a very strict copyright law over there, which is the reason why, you know, some shenanigans are happening now in terms of litigation. It's a stupid thing. There's a mistake because it does make people want to play the game longer. I mean, when you make a mod for a game, like for instance, the most famous game that is immortal and will never die, sorry about that, Skyrim has been modded to death. It's been modded up, down, up, within, in and out. Like it turns into a totally different game. And that's Skyrim, you know? I'll quote my tweet. You want to blame someone? Blame the bad actors that force Yoshida's hand. You want mods? Communicate with him and ask for some curated mod system. That's never going to happen, unfortunately. And that's because of certain laws that happens to be within the Japanese culture, just Japan in general. And then there's the Japanese culture as well. So there isn't going to really be a curated mod system. Like, they will bring in any mod they find interesting and turn it into an actual feature. Chat bubbles is now a thing. You can have chat bubbles in 14, and that took like, what, 6 to 8 years to be brought in, right? This might not even have been Yoshi P's decision. It might have not been, you know? He is the loop, but sometimes decisions come from even higher. I mean, it might have not been, but Yoshi P has to follow regulations just as well. He has to follow the law. He has to follow the rules. And Yoshi P has warned everyone in the community over and over again. However, and there's nothing against him. You have people like Xenosis Vex, whether you like him or hate him. He's basically talking about the damage that would come from taking away a mod like that. I even have the video up right now, but he was talking about it on his stream, saying that, you know, these are the people who still have faith in the game because they don't care about the story. They don't care about the battle content. They care about what they want to do in the game. And what they want to do is go around looking pretty sharp or pretty lewd or whatever with their glamour that only certain people who downloaded the mod can see. And they're not even hurting anybody when they do that. Technically, they're not hurting anybody. But it will lead to certain actions being had by players. And it's not like taking away the mod is going to make this any different, but you do have people do NSFW weird lewd stuff with other people. Oh, Jesus. Blizzard is apparently going to be putting in a DPS meter in midnight. Really? I honestly, I don't know if I really want to even touch World of Warcraft after seeing that trailer. Because the story looks more or less the same. And I was so in love with the whole Alliance and Horde dynamic. I was so in love with the fact that either or could be bad, either or could be good. You have the good side of the Horde, but if you're Alliance, you only see the bad side. And you could see the bad side of the Alliance, but if you're in the Horde, I mean, like, the Alliance are supposed to be the good guys or something like that, but they've done fucked up shit. And then you have the Horde, who, I mean, they're called the Horde, so they're like, oh, they're automatically like the bad guys. Is like, but no, they're all about honor, unity, and being able to survive together. It's crazy, man. To be fair, I can't judge people that uses an FFW mods, because that would make me a hypocrite. I don't get that. I know a lot of people. I know people who use lewd mods, and I don't get it. I don't. Like, if I wanted to do my business, there is a website for that. There are a lot of websites for that. But putting it in my video game, of which I am playing the game, it doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. Extreme raid progression. Oh my gosh. You're going through extreme raids right now? You doing that right now? My progression is that I'm at in rage, and I'm forever going to be stuck there. To be honest, if I want to play a game that feels like, well, I'm just going to play yeah, that's right, you're playing Fellowship. I guess when it comes out. I'll pass on needing to start from scratch when it comes to an MMO. I think that's kind of like one of the best parts, is seeing the beginning of a new MMO. Because I want to, it's the humble beginnings of being that weak ass farmer to being at max level with glowing armor that's on fire, with a sword that possibly slices through death, and you're sitting here defeating giant monsters. Meanwhile, like 75 hours ago, you were literally whacking a stick against a pig or a squirrel or a rat. You went from a chipmunk to a god. Or something of that equivalence. I love seeing humble beginnings in a new MMO, or in a new video game in general. You know, it's one of my favorite parts, to see like the beginning of things. Unless you were a Horde Paladin. Yeah, that's so weird to me. A Horde Paladin. They wanted Paladin to be part of the Horde, so they somehow did it, you know? Also, what's up with that sound? Oh, the beeping sound? That's the new chat system. So whenever Twitch, I can't seem to get it programmed for YouTube and Kick, but whenever, I can turn that off. I can turn it off, which I will. But I'm trying out a new chat system so that I can have like all of my chat without having anything wrong with it all at once, not be part of OBS, because I have to look at OBS every time I want to see chat. So trying it out. Still getting the kinks worked out of it. Prefer playing an ARPG if I want to keep doing a fresh start, since those are based around that. For example, PoE 2. And you know what? I have the same feeling on that one too. Like, I like PoE. I like, you know, I will admit it. I did like Diablo when it was good. And Diablo 4 doesn't miss all the marks. People love that game to death, but it is what it is. Even that game, I did kind of like what it was trying to show. I just like PoE 2 more. I like Last Epoch more as well. I like the loot system. I like the fights that they were trying to create. You know, PoE 2 gets on my nerves sometimes with their bosses, though. They really get on my nerves. I think what we have here, though, is a lot of people who are so used to modding their games. They're just so used to it. I think a gnat just flew straight into my mouth. Yeah, gnats are suicidal. Did you guys know that? Kind of distracting. Still feel Diablo 2 was the best one. It could have been. It could have been. I don't know. I don't have a favorite Diablo game. I really don't. As much as I want to play Last Epoch, I can't go back to it after playing PoE 2. I can go back and forth. PoE 2 gets on my nerves sometimes. Way too good to play. It gets on my nerves sometimes. Sometimes I just want to be able to just play the game at a steady pace with some challenge here and there, and not bosses that loves to whoop your ass because of cheap shit, you know? You don't have gnats here? Get. That's right. You guys have like horse flies or something over there. You guys have flies that are like as big as my fingernail or as big as the palm of my hand. Wait, no, that's Australia. Sorry. Australia has that. But seriously though, these people in Mare, right? These people with the Mare mod, that was a lot of people because it was a lot of casual people playing the game. And you take that away from someone. Oh, I need to go get my water, by the way. I'm gonna do that in a minute. You take that away, and what do you have? You have a lot of angry people. But like, those people need to understand that the game that they're trying to make, and that Square Enix has been trying to make, Yoshi P has been trying to make, is a game that doesn't need mods. That's the reason why he was taking in a lot of features that a lot of people were talking about, like chatbots, like certain accessibilities, like changing the font, changing the UI. I mean, the game is pretty freaking hard to, I think it's pretty hard to get around because of the damn code. But they're trying their best with that. Alright guys, I'm gonna go get some water. What do you guys think about all this though? What do you guys think about Mare? And all this? What do you guys think? I wanna know. I wanna know. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get me some water. That's so weird. That was weird. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm mourning. we're mourning. We got to put on all black. Gotta put on all black because we're mourning. We're mourning. We're mourning while drinking some really ice cold, refreshing water. Oh, that's so good. Oh. Whew. I don't know if you guys ever like went out into the middle of like wilderness and started drinking fresh water. So good. Anyway, don't know much about Mare. No, they had to. If they let one slip, they have to do that with the rest. What was it that made this go down? Like, I don't even know why they did this in the first place. Do we have an article as to why they did this? Is there a reason? Was it hypocritical? People kept talking about it. Really? So people didn't shut the hell up. The one thing that everyone knows, that when you're in Fight Club, you don't talk about Fight Club. So they were talking about it. Why? Who was like? Because that's very odd. That's very odd. That's very odd for anybody to talk about anything. Somebody snitched. That's what it is. Somebody snitched. True. I mean, there are mods out there which they showcase in YouTube videos quite a bit. Yeah, I have too. I've seen people with mods on their streams. In fact, I'm gonna look and see if anybody else is talking about this. Get some chatty people who just blab it out. Someone higher up is going to hear about it. I mean, it could be true. Like, no joke. That could be true. Doesn't look like anybody's actually talking about it. What the fuck? Oh my gosh, I don't even want to. There's something called Hot Thought Mix. I don't even want to know what that means or what that entails. But it says there's sexual themes in it. Oh my goodness. There's a good number of them actually. May contain sexual themes. May contain there's so many of them, man. Is it because of the dancing? They're dancing, right? That's what it is. Yeah, there's a lot of RPers. Gotta head on to bed. Got work in the morning. Take care, Sync. All right, cool. You have yourself a good one. Have a good night, man. Mare wasn't malicious in any way. You only played if you wanted to help keep Mare running. It was required. I mean, there's a couple of factors I see here. So people kept talking about it. Yeah, sooner or later somebody's gonna figure it out. I think the other thing is maybe there were people showcasing that on a stream. Maybe there was like something like kind of just like not safe for work that's part of it that has something to do with Final Fantasy. Like, Yoshi P did say don't talk about it. He said don't talk about it. Probably realized there were more than one Sing Shell out there and moved on. They shouldn't have talked about it. They also, like, there's a lot that I want to say about the 14 community. There is a lot. One of those things that I will have to say, I mean, I already talked about how the West is, they fully, they're way too into mods, man. They're full deep into mods. People just love mods way too much, man. And I'm talking about the Western side. Like, it's not just 14. This is a cultural thing, a gaming cultural thing, where people love inserting mods, add-ons all the time. Nobody can really just play the game for what it is. I mean, look at Among Us. Among Us has so many goddamn add-ons, but you know, luckily the creators of that game is very welcoming of it. You know. I mean, it is what it is with that one. Our peers aren't going to play the game at this point because a lot of them use Mare. Yeah, I understand that fully. I understand that perfectly. It's because of, I think it's because of the, you know, the larger RP community, the side that is more populous, which has been paying the bills, I believe. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have regular casual people just playing the game, of course, and just being socialites within the game, but RPers are they're a chunk. They're a good chunk. I'd say our peers outnumber the hardcore crowd, in my opinion. At least that's what I think. Player count may drop lower than Stormblood because of this. It might. It might. I wouldn't be surprised. It might. I mean, I think it's their own fault for kind of like destroying the opportunity to keep that game or keep that thing going. But I'm still, and I may sound like I'm like glazing square here, but I'm still on the side of just playing the game for what it is and how it is, rather than uploading a whole bunch of mods, add-ons, and, you know, tools that would make the game easier. I'm not about that. I really am not about that. I want to play the game how it is, how it was programmed, how it was designed, and if the design was stupid, I'm gonna say, well, this was stupid, and I'll move on, you know? I don't really want to try to add mods in to save the game. If the game can't be saved without the mods, then goodbye, game. Modders will find another way. Of course they will. They will always. They will always. Well, you gotta think about it. Once you start bringing in like cosmetic culture, you're looking at a game that really relies on how a character looks. And when you have, just noticed something. I've just noticed something. Something's weird. Let me check something here. The fuck am I looking at, bro? It's a DJ. Oh my god. What am I looking at, bro? It's a nightclub. Sorry, I was looking at that. I was looking at a nightclub. Oh my gosh. And some people are RPing as we speak on these streams, dude. But you can do that. If you have the capability of RPing in a game, do it. It's what you want to do, perfectly fine, right? If you need a mod in order to RP, then you know you got to know that there will be consequences once that thing gets destroyed when it's found out. And I think for a long time, you know, Yoshi P has been turning his gaze. But you know, when you pushed it too far, you pushed it way too far, you know? I play with non-cosmetic stuff as Dark Tides, but that's because the quality of life mods in that game are kind of just too good to pass on. I mean, my friends love playing modded games all the time. That's all they do is play modded games. They were playing like, well, not V Rising. They were playing like modded, like Minecraft, modded and Shroud. Some of my friends were playing what was it? What was it? Terraria, which is also something that you can mod. Square should definitely leave them alone. On the flip side, modding is against TOS, so nothing is going to be permanent. They apparently talked too loud. They brought it to their attention, so it was, you know, it's kind of their fault for bringing it to their attention. But at the same time, you know, leaving them alone, there could be like legal reasons why they have to get rid of it. Because if Square Enix knows, their government knows too. I say, if it's something that could be put into the game, I think Square Enix should have like their own team implementing this stuff and putting it into the game. If it really has to be that way. But I also think that the West, the Western side of the world, the Western culture, should try to figure a way to play games as they are rather than throwing mods in there. Now, granted, that's a lot of people that does that, right? Like, people who play Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, Valorant, League of Legends, you know, the normal freaking AAA multiplayer games that people play all the damn time. I can't say GTA because GTA 6 has mods in it. They're using the Square Enix branding and living in the EU. Now, what idiot does that? I know there were people who were going around with the whole billboard thing. People don't seem to understand the limits. People don't seem to, like, they're so into whatever they're doing in a video game that they're not really thinking. They're not. They thought it would just be like some sort of fun ha ha hee hee. Till Square Enix says cease and desist, take down the billboard, and give me all of your money. Also gives me an actual timer on my ability for the cooldowns, instead of having to consistently look at the icon to see if the icon is filled up again. I mean, that's fine. If you're gonna mod the game against TOS, then be quiet about it. You know, that was their mistake. They did want to. They flapped their gums, and apparently it might have been other ways too. They could have been streaming it. They could have said it in a forum. Like, if you write that in an official Square Enix Final Fantasy XIV forum, how stupid can you be? It's literally attached to the company, so why would you do that? Like, there could have been all types of ways in how they got themselves caught, but you know what they say? Misery loves company. Thought I was gonna say something else, didn't you? But yeah, I say people are going to get mad. They're gonna get real mad because the biggest population are casuals by a long shot. And there are a lot of casuals that do social things in this game that just want to hang out, throw in some glamour, look at the glamour, say ew, then download or go through a third-party website or tool. They use it. They made their thighs too big. They made their chest too big. Or none of that. They changed their clothing, or they changed how combat looks, or they added more emotes, and now they're happy again because they're having fun with the game, with all the little quality of lives that they themselves downloaded. Listen, all I'm saying with all this matter with Mare is that I never used it. So I can't fully like sympathize with the people who are complaining, but at the same time, I understand. I do. I really do. But I mean, I think there's a lot of Westerners who have a problem with mods where they continuously try to add some sort of mod to make gameplay better. And you have the game itself that really does cater towards that casual crowd. I mean, they have fashion reports, so you know glamour is a big piece of Final Fantasy 14 culture. Just like, come on now, come on. I really do think, I know this. Somebody's going to pick up the pieces and they're going to try to recreate the mod or bring back the mod, but like quietly. Somebody's going to do that. And when that does happen, right, no one's going to probably know. Because everybody should know that when it comes to Fight Club, you don't talk about Fight Club. That's the number one rule. The number one rule of Fight Club is that you don't talk about Fight Club. We want the game to win, and for the game to win, the players have to win. Kicking 5 10k players out is not a W for the game. They were already on some sort of death spiral because of just Dawn Trails as an expansion. So when they come out with the ending storyline, there's some things that I'm positive with, there's some things that there's a lot of things that I'm negative with when it comes to 14 story. Man, the story, Jesus Christ. Man, I don't even want to talk about it, but like, even I know a lot of people don't like these people, right? I've never interacted with them, but Grinding Gear Games finally beat Dawn Trail, all of Dawn Trail. Their biggest thing when it comes to Dawn Trail is that the story was just bad. And I don't know if they were like Zoraljah fans. They said that they know there were Zoraljah fans. I don't know why his story was not very good and wasn't very well constructed, had a lot of plot holes. Anyway, I digress. Grinding Gear Games, they went through all of it. They went through the story, and when they got to the end, they were disappointed with Dawn Trail, you know? Dawn Trail was still the B team. I don't even know if it was the B team, because the B team could do... I think the B team could have done well. I think this was the D team. This must have been the D team, because if you look up the writers for the story, you can look this up. It is public, right? I am not doxing anyone, but if you look up the writers, there are 3 of them that wrote Dawn Trail's story. The past of what they've done were basically side quests. They helped out with some of the main story of the last expansion, sort of, and more like side quests. D team for Dawn Trail for DT, for D team. Had to be the D team. I'm saying this, man. Honestly, it had to be. There is no way you come out with a story like this in the time that we had, right? They spent, I don't know how many years writing, maybe even developing Dawn Trail. And I've always had this suspicion that the writers weren't the true writers of the story. I think they had a consulting group. I think they had a bunch of additional people writing that story. I think that's what it really was. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think there was some extra hands that wrote that story, because look at Wook Lamont. Look at the story around her. Look how they cucked my boy Koana. Look at how they destroyed Zoraljah's story. Look at how they treated freaking Galoo Jaja. Like, I did like him, Galoo Jaja, the king, the father. The very doting father, by the way. Why didn't we get any role play instances? Really hated that the Highlander died in a cutscene while we ran around the player hub looking at sparkly spots. Wouldn't have been the case. That made no. That was another. That was a thing that I always pondered too, because that was something of a plot inconvenience. If you guys understand what I'm saying, that was a really bad setup. So first of all, he threw his gun. Second of all, he had no bullets. I don't even understand. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Appreciate it. Like, it doesn't get, like, I don't get, why, how are you a gunsman and you don't have extra bullets when you're going on patrol? That don't make no sense. Like, okay, you're on patrol, danger is everywhere, you walked past headquarters some, like, hundreds, I'm not exaggerating here, but, like, some, like, 5 times while you're going around talking to people, right? You wouldn't think that, oh man, I need to reload when I go ahead and do the scouting, especially seeing how robots were going around killing people. The plot was kind of dumb. I'm gonna be honest. The plot was kind of dumb. Killing my boy like that, and he didn't even get a lot of screen. They packed all of his story in one patch. It was the textbook red flag. And I hate when you have a textbook red flag like that. It literally feels like the people that ruin other games put their hands on Dawntrail. It feels like that, but we can't really say that it is. That's just a theory. Really, it's a conspiracy theory that I'm having. It was a contrivance. We've never seen a gun jam in 14. Jam or even, like, run out of bullets. Made no sense. They just needed to have somebody that you can sympathize with, that you played with for about 15 minutes, so that you can be... I'm gonna be honest with you, I was sad because we didn't get to know him more. Not because he died. It's because we didn't get the... Like, they literally rushed him in there. He was always there, but he... I don't know how many voice lines he had, but I feel as though that last patch was his only time he had voice lines. And I could be wrong about that, so you can correct me if I'm wrong. The fact that some of the localizers have been calling people racist and stuff on Blue Sky, kind of think they did. Again, we can't say that it was, because they didn't put their name on it. They didn't come out and say it themselves, and nothing really shows it, right? So it's a theory. It's a theory. So as this, he said, it was good to be alive, and walked off stream. Walked off stream. We already knew. Just like when we split from Wook and MSQ, something bad was gonna happen. Yeah. Honestly. I believe that is another bot on Kick. I'm just collecting bots over there. Unless they're real and they can write in chat for me. Speak or forever hold your peace. Prove that you're not a bot. I think like deep down though, if we're gonna get back on the subject here with Mare, I think deep down I want more people to really be able to play a game for how it is, rather than throwing a whole bunch of mods in it, you know? Can any of these characters not have something bad go on or not around? No. Not at all. Not in this expansion. In Shadowbringers, like, things made sense. Even in Endwalker, things made sense. The Warrior of Light is right there, but a kid got turned into a monster and then stepped on by a bigger monster. That was dark, by the way. I know, that was dark. That was dark. But yo, that happened though. Like the angel scene, the Sin Eater transformation scene in Shadowbringers. That haunts a lot of people's nightmares. You know? That's Blue Sky though. Why are we talking about Blue Sky? I don't even have a Blue Sky account. Bring Frey back. He would be so ready to throw Wook off of Costadella's Soul Tower. He doesn't even need that, bro. He'll take her all the way to Ishgard to throw her off a cliff. But with that being said, Wook was... I'm trying to think. She wasn't as involved in the last few story patches, but she was still annoying. Oh man. I still think that if they weren't trying so hard to make like Wook the main character, it could have been an okay thing. It could have been an okay story. They could have touched up with the plot holes and shit. Oh my goodness, the plot holes. Oh my god. Yeah, honestly. 7.4 Wook still gonna be highlighted again. She better not be. She better not show up in any. She better not like pop in freaking Echoes of Vana'diel. She better not. Okay, this is me, Prish, Axel's, and friggin' Bakul Jaja story. Okay. She better not show up and start doing some, Hero X Machina bullshittery, man. Like, I would hate that. She just comes out in the last ball. She comes out, and she'd be like, Prish! I believe in you! You're a real person! You're living! You have emotions! Ah! I'd be like, wait, whoa, hold on, where did you come from? How do you know Prish? Like, what were you doing? Oh my god. Heading back to the first, Luke incoming. You get like a special quest going back to the first, and then somehow Wook. Somehow she's there. She just happened to step through a wormhole or something. Oh man. Wook was a victim of the writers, to be honest. Better writers would have made her a lovable character like she was in 6.5. The way that they wrote her in 6.5 was that of like a silly side character, really. Like, honestly. Not as much as a like main character. And I mean, I guess that was the point. I wasn't even too sure why they were wrapping her ears, because like, oh, we can't show that she's a female Hrothgar or some stuff like that. I was like, that's weird. That's stupid. Just they did the same thing with the ninja girl in Stormblood. I have her name at the top of my head, but listen. They did the same thing. They made her wear like a mask in that one, and we're all like, we know you're an Ara, so why are you hiding it? They shouldn't have patched her voice lines in the spleen trials, in the speen trials, in the speen trials. I liked Cena Briar's yelling in lowercase. It was just as good as this. You're too bloody useful. Listen, nothing's gonna top sloppy for me. That's still like my number one line. Sloppy. I'm just like, whoa. Your sister. You suck. You suck at English. Sloppy. How long did that meme live for? Like, like a year or two? Oh my god, that's always going to be my top like 14 meme. Sloppy. It's so good. It's so good. Yugiri was the girl. She was the girl. She was the girl. They don't like. I know they don't like throwing romance into any of this, right? They don't like throwing romance in there, but like if there was like a plot line where Hien and Yugiri was just like honestly catching feelings for each other, and then you had to be like the Cupid to just slap them in the face, like you guys like each other. And they're like, what? No, we're master and retainer. It was like, then I'd be all aboard. I like the wacky ass funny relationship dynamics for this. Bring Yugiri back even though the voice actor passed? Oh my gosh, did the voice actor pass? I didn't know that. Why are voice actors passing in 14? Jesus Christ. Damn. I don't know how long it lived, but I still remember your vid where you had fun with it way back when, because it was so weird. It was so weird. It was just like sloppy. I'm just like, dude, what? What is this? Ooh, there's a bunch of gnats everywhere. They're getting in my face. Some people are playing through. Some people were playing through. She passed away a long time ago. Damn. I feel bad. Was changed back in Hemsworth and Shadowbringers. Shadowbringers or Stormblood? Stormblood. This is something that happened. Ah, okay. We can leave our old crew behind and actually start a new adventure. I was hoping that's what this was for Dawn Trail. Like, Solo Wolf, you have no idea. I wanted to honestly start over with a new crew. Now, the twins coming with us, I'm thinking, like, okay, so I'm basically their uncle, right? Just pulling these kids around, I guess. But, like, I was honestly looking forward to, like, newer characters. Like, Aaronville's fine. I like Aaronville. I think the one problem I have is how his mother, Kokoa, how did she die? Like, has anybody ever asked that question? Like, how did she die? Did they ever explain how she died? Because she couldn't have died from old age. She's a Vera, which means that she has a long as lifespan, hundreds of years. So a mere 20 or 30 would be nothing to her. Let's get some apple cider. Oh, get some apple cider and mix it with dish soap. Not a lot. Just we'll go for that and then die off. I've heard about that trap. Yeah, you know that's pretty used around here where I live. I live in the suburbs. I'm like next to the country there, in a way. You know, it's really like down the road, but I do see people with like freaking paint lids, like paint canister lids and like plates. Some people use like some sort of flat surface or something like that, and they just take a bowl, put some apple cider vinegar in it. They dab that soap in there, they mix it a little bit, and then they just pour it and they just leave it out there. They put it next to like plants and greenery because apparently gnats like that kind of stuff. But yeah, Graha can come along. We promised him he'll tag along. The only exceptions I will have when it comes to any of the Scions to ever like re-show up or actually accompanying the hero, accompanying the Warrior of Light, are probably Estinian, Graha, and the twins. Now, as much as I like Y'shtola, she got some things to do, man. She got other stuff to do than babysit us. She doing things. She doing things. Honestly, I wish we could fix Y'shtola and Thancred's disabilities so Thancred could truly go out and be his own man without somebody babysitting him, and Y'shtola doesn't have to like use her life force to see. Which is it's a plot device that was never brought up ever again. It was like, when it first happened, we're doing like this in front of her face and she can't see. She was just like, I can't see anymore. And then she starts using magic to see. She's literally burning her life force. And we never talk about it ever again. Nope, never bring it up. It's like the mythical sword in World of Warcraft. It just doesn't exist if you don't talk about it. Oh man. If it was the A and B team, we would have had a roleplay instance of Krakoa getting camped by Zoralja. Would not have been told they were rebels. They would have showed up. Oh my gosh. I think Krakoa was a missed opportunity. They wanted to have an endless as like as part of the team, and I guess they chose Arenville's mother, which was a very huge oversight in terms of the story. That was a plot device that did not make sense. How did Avira die? How she die? They don't say anything. Can you describe it? No. Is there notes talking about it? No. Well, how did she die? Don't think about it. Okay, so she's an endless? Yeah. How she die? That's not important. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Arenville's mother was a hottie? You scared me, man. No, I'm kidding. I'm not really. I don't think I that's a lie. They have their charm. But because Arenville exists, there's like no way I was gonna look at Coco and be like, yeah. Give me that hot, milfy bunny butt. Just no, that's not happening. Oh man, I don't have the gals of like certain other entertainers and streamers where they put on that show of being absolute degenerates. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I just can't. I just can't. In the actual JP dialogue, Matoya told Y'shtola that using that ability too much could wear her out easily. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess it was the same difference in translation. It's literally burning her life force. Matoya already knew and said it in English that she's wearing herself out. She's burning her life force. It's not so much that he shouldn't have let new people help with Dondro. He should have been more hands-on than just seeing what they could do. I mean, it's Yoshi P's thing. Plus, he was already producing and developing. Well, he was producing Final Fantasy 16, so his hands was probably razor thin at that point. He probably couldn't pay too much attention to it. It was the new mainline Final Fantasy versus Final Fantasy 14, and they were like, all right, Yoshi P, put most of your attention here, please. Which came out with an okay single-player game, but it's like straying farther and farther away of what Final Fantasy used to be. And it sucks because Expedition 33 is a turn-based game and basically proved that you can have a turn-based game and still be fun. I could take the villain seriously. Oh, you couldn't take the villain seriously at all in Dawn Trail. Zoralja, his was the biggest plot hole device in the freaking game. Like, him having a son because some girl was just like, if I do this, will you give me what I want? And he was like, if it's in my capability. And so they had a baby. They had a baby. What happened to her? No one knows. She died somehow. And, you know, he was born. Freaking Delusia. was born. He wasn't even Delusia at the time. He didn't even have a name. How does Zarolja or his mother not give him a name? That made no sense. She was so old that 30 years would have been... Wait, 30 made her keel over. She looks like all the other Vera women player characters, so maybe the Vera all need life alert or something. No. No. She was so old that apparently okay. I can't. You know why I can't? Because there are old bunny women in the first, okay? There are old bunny women, so they can get old, alright? I can't with, no. Krakoa needed a reason why she died, alright? They needed a reason why she was turned into an endless. Otherwise, I don't think she ever should have been an endless. At all. I don't think she should have been an endless. They had a 30-year time skip, which is nothing to a Vera, honestly. 30 years is nothing. Like, you gotta understand, the Vera are like the elves of 14. Like, 30 years is nothing. They can live for hundreds of years. Well, not thousands, hundreds. Not thousands, hundreds. They can live for hundreds of years. Not thousands. I'm not arguing with you, Jerry. I'm not entertaining this. She got capped in the head, but listen, I would take that if they said it. If she got capped, then she got capped. Okay, that tells us how she becomes an endless, but they don't even tell us, man. Lame? No. I'm not arguing with my mod over this. They could stay young, enough said. I mean, listen. It still bothers me that the plot hole of Arenville's mother even exists. Yes, 30 years happened, but did you forget what race he was? Did you forget what race she was? It made no sense. Like, another person? Okay, if they were human or something else, would have made more sense, but not a Vera. That don't, like, if she died in an accident, then I could be like, okay, all right, that explains that. You know, they even do that. How old is Arenville? Is he legal? From what I can tell, because they have a bio on him. I'll look it up real quick. They have a bio on Arenville. Arenville is 25. So if you think about that, the very minimum that Krakoa could have been by the time he got there would have been like, if she was like, you know, 25, right? So she could have been like 50 or 40 something, right? So let's say she was 50, right? So 30 years later, she would be 80. 80 is nothing to her, to a Vera. 80 is nothing. He's not legal? Are we saying because of his age and how long he lives that he wouldn't be legal at 25? I don't know their culture like that. Do you? Wasn't she killed though? No, they never explain it. So I'm going to actually bring up let me see, where is Krakoa? Okay, Dawn Trail Krakoa is at home. Alexandria Technology, Interdimensional Fusion, piece of the 9th of the source, directly with Yusalani. During the 3 decades of being trapped in the dome, Krakoa passed away and was converted into an endless. That's about it. They don't tell you how she dies, what killed her, or anything like that. They just said during the 30 years she passed away. It was converted into an endless. He's far too young. New headcanon. My character is now his mother. He will outlive her. Oh man. Just because a race lives for a long time doesn't mean they grow slower. I mean, that's also the case, but we've seen Vera who were like... Sorry, I'm squishing a gnat here. Hey, you got away, son of a bitch. When it comes right down to a Vera, and from what it seems, how they get old, because technically Fran should be really old. They grow old very slow. But why are we talking about how Vera, like, this is what I'm talking about the freaking 14 community. This is just like a whole thing as it is. Like, people, I know how, you know how people always, example, here's let me give context here. I think people who are so into fantasy that they start fantasizing about the fantasy characters, that worries me a little bit, because if you guys have ever, do any of you know the streamer Tectone? This guy, and I know he's just playing it up for being like extremely, he's just, it's an act, really, I think. But he acts like a degenerate when it comes to like fantasy 3D women. Saiyans being an example. Yeah, that's a good example of Saiyans just stop aging altogether, yeah. The last 2 years that suddenly lose all their youth. That's funny. It's like, I'm dying. How do you know? I'm aging. It's like, wait, why? I mean, that happens to everybody. You could have decades to live. No, you idiot. I've lived for 100 years. And I have never aged over the like looks of 45. I'm aging and I'm dying. I'm only got a year left to live. It's like all that age just goes through at the end. Wait, what the fuck? Okay. Alright, I didn't know that. I didn't know Ariana Grande was in Final Fantasy Brave Exodus. I mean, I've only played that game like a little bit. Jesus Christ. Okay, what's up, Mike? How you doing? Your content is super fun to watch. I'm really enjoying it. I'd love to show some real legit support. Hey, what's up, man? Add me on Discord. Hey. Come on, man. Hey, what's up, man? Suddenly you have gray hair. This is so bad. You got 2 years left to live. Alright, we're gonna keep talking. I do have a game that I should be under right now. But is anybody regularly doing Echoes of Vana'diel? How do you guys like that so far? How you guys liking Echoes of Vana'diel? Tell me how you like the game. I'm actually going to show you guys what I'm doing. Look at this glory. Oh. There's no sound. There it is! Oh, that's loud. That's loud. Hey. Hey, that's loud. Hey. Hey. Brother. We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're... I can't say that one. I can't say that line. I can't say that line. I can't say that line. Here, let me just turn that all the way down here. We ain't adding shit on Nowhere Bot? Yeah, it could. I don't know. I don't know. But, you know what? Thanks for following. Appreciate it. Second rate lacked a certain level of spectacle, I think. So? Fair. 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 Did you like the first one better then? I think, yeah, it lacked a little spectacle. It felt tight. But all the spectacle, I think, went into Omega and Ultima. Probably made some 11 players very happy, though. If they're playing 14. That's the... Are they playing 14? I don't know. I don't know. But look how archaic this thing is. They need to somehow migrate 11's play online to just being able to download it, have its own launcher like 14, and just be able to pop off. But they technically this is its launcher, but play online is supposed to be a launcher for multiple other games, which like it was supposed to be. Any plans for 11 tonight? Just to get... I logged in earlier today just to see my Chocobo, and I had to say goodbye to my Chocobo. She is retired now. And sad news for the unemployed, I guess. Sad news for the unemployed. I'm going to try to bring up this menu in gaming mode. I gotta turn off the Elgato. I was playing Donkey Kong Bonanza. Eat the Chocobo. The Chocobo is retired. Leave my Chocobo alone, Cherry. Leave my Chocobo alone. Okay? You leave her alone. Ooh, excuse me. If it's retired, then it's food. No, if it's retired, it gets to live for the rest of her life and being able to retire, look at the sunset, run across fields, and eat all the cabbage she wants. Leave her alone. Excuse me. I have the hiccups now. So you got me all emotional. You got me emotional. I don't think it's going to capture it. Yeah, it's not going to capture it. Whoops. I think I have to do a window capture. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Give me a second. Yep, it's a window capture. It's a window capture. Soon as Cherry Chocobo retires, it's ending up as Cherry on Cherry's plate. My God, Cherry, why do you do this to me? What was I thinking? I made you a mod. I gave you power. Is this how you're going to use your power? You're going to use your power to eat chocobos that don't deserve to be eaten. Come on, Cherry. You don't need to do all that. You do not need to start eating your chocobo. Your chocobo deserves to live just like everybody else. Oh, also, this is a problem.
It all began with a stone.
Like, the literal window is bigger than my monitor. Excuse me. Oh, it's not here. I need you guys to see the game, and it's not allowing me to do so. I need you guys to see the freaking game. Thank you. Thank you. You guys see the game? Do you guys see the game? I see the game. You know exactly what you're doing giving Cherry this power? I've had a significant lapse in my judgment. I was not thinking, and I apologize for the wrongdoing that clearly stressed only myself out. Yeah. For leaving the bang sound alert and the screamer sound alert because I wanted people to have fun scaring the ever-living bejesus out of me, but realizing all right, give me a second. My heart kind of swiggled around in my chest here. I gotta make sure it's in the right place. Oh, give me a second. See, this is the reason why I don't play horror games. I can't handle it. I can't handle horror games. I can't handle it. You were thinking that Cherry is only the best mod. Oh my goodness. My chest. It's now beating like 150 times per second. How old are you? How old am I? Listen, it doesn't matter how old I am, okay? It does not matter. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Give me a second here. It does not matter how old I am. What matters, okay, is that I am not a horror kind of guy. That's all that is. I'm not a horror kind of guy. I'm not that guy. All right? I can play Resident Evil 4. That's not a horror game. That's just a fun fucking game. But you won't catch me dead playing Resident Evil 7. Like that game it has my number. It really does. It has my number. What's wrong with this? Okay, let me stretch the screen here. There you guys are. Look at that. Look at that. What is sound alerts doing down there? Oh, because Cherry activated sound alerts. Okay. Okay. So, what were we talking about? We were talking about Echoes of Inadil and what the hell? Yui, what is going on with your avatar? Jesus. I gotta fix that. What is happening to your avatar? What the hell happened? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, keep an eye out on your characters, okay? um apparently I'm missing, yeah, you were missing a lot. Um Characters can end up being like shiny or golden or something like that, or you can turn into like a big old monster from like Monster Hunter. There is a percentage system on whether or not you get that kind of avatar, and if you do, what I want to try to do in the future is that if you do get a rare avatar, then I will give you a sub on Twitch. I want to try and do that. I want to try and encourage people to try their luck with avatars. We're doing it like we did last time. You were missing no. Apparently you were missing no. Yeah, missing no. From freaking Pokemon. Yeah. I misread that. That's my fault. That's my fault. Where the is my? Okay. Right. Oh yeah, I forgot the freaking controls are scuffed from mouse. Like it's really scuffed. So I don't use the mouse so often for 11, believe it or not, because it's more controllable without the mouse. I haven't played in a long time. I really have not played in a long time. I could change floors. I can select an area to exit though. So if you guys are on Twitch, you get yourself a stream avatar. I don't know how I can make it work for YouTube and Kick. Doesn't seem to want to cooperate with YouTube or Kick. He's digging holes, man. Game is slowing the fuck down. This is hilarious. Do I still have tickets? I have to come back after sorting my inventory? No! What's going... Oh, Jeezers. Oh, Jeezers. Oh, man. Oh, man. Let's... Am I wearing the belt? I am wearing the belt, so... Earrings... How did I get a 75 samurai hat? Like, where'd that come from? I don't need the tufts of grass. My chocobos are retired now. I do have to put some stuff away then. The return ring, of course, I'm going to keep that. Is that charged? It is. Yeah, it's completely charged. Possibly even go back to just chocobo racing. Oh yeah, that's right. You're an avid chocobo racer. Some of you guys don't even know what you're looking at on the screen, do you? Took me quite a bit to play 7. Oh, lol. Okay, listen. I don't like horror games. All right. Part of the goal the thing about that goal up there, right? You see that goal up there? One of those goals, if it like reached $100 or something like that, was for me to play a horror game of people's choices. But then I'd probably have a heart attack on stream. And you know what? A lot of people would love that. Oh god, yeah, so many people would love that. Oh jeez. How many people would just be like, wait, he's having a heart attack? Man, I want to watch that. How did I get that? Where did that come from? And that. Like, I'm getting, like, level... Okay, no, I know where I got that. Okay, I got 99s of those bitches. Why? I got level 99 mitts. Where am I getting all of these level 99? I'm not at level 99. Okay, this is the mug case. So, we'll put that back, that back. I can sell that. I can use that tool bag. I'm not a ninja right now. Oh, I'm gonna regret if I did that. I got the key. Do I need that now though? I think I probably will. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. I'll put away the carrots. Because we're not using it anymore. For logging, SP Gobby key, Virtue Stone. Hey, I have a lot of shit. I have a lot of shit. I think I can sell that. I think I can sell that. I need to put this up, I guess, in my house. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but... Hold on. Boop. Oh, well. Boom, boom. Put the tool bag away. 22 left. Yeah, I can probably get rid of... I don't know if I'll need the silent oil. I'm not sneaking anywhere right now, but I'll put this away. Now, the dragon bone, I think I can sell. Beastman seal? I don't know if I need that. There's the prism powder. Okay, that combines with the sneak. So I'll put that away just as well. I got the sneaky stuff put away. I have better item management than I do in the frickin' in 14. That's crazy. Okay. Drink up all my water. Trying, Cherry. It's hard. This is a freaking like 25-year-old game. Okay, cut me some slack. What's she doing next to my goblin? Get away from my goblin. A Pierogu hat. Oh, that's how I'm getting them. It already opened. Okay. I get one. I only get one. What I get? What, Bibikibo? Bibikibo? What does that mean? This is a saltwater fish found in Bibiki Bay. It gets its name from. Okay. Okay. And there's the Perugu hat. For frogs. Frog hat. So where did I leave off with this? Alright, I'm 56. I'm trying to remember. I think I need my map. Because I don't know where to train. But that's what I'm going to be doing. Until, like, level 75. Where I could just bum rush the story. That's the plan. Get to level 75 and bum rush the story. Okay. A lot of horror games honestly use low-key graphics. Low graphics, even the new ones. True. I never played the game Mouthwash or anything like that. I know that game has been getting popular in good and bad ways as well. Yeah, I think what I want to do, like, from right now to the future, I want to get Rune Fencer up to level 75, and then I can bum rush the story. Well, not really bum rush the story. I'm gonna be doing the story and, like, recording it and stuff. That's what I plan to do. I also forgot what server I'm on. How do I check that? I wonder, is it communications? No. I have a friend list, right? To the list! I do. Alright, I think we can pick this up tomorrow. I need to put a plan out. What am I gonna do in not 14, in 11? What am I gonna do? Wait, hold on. That was a person. Oh, it's a person. Look at that. It's actual people. There's actual people playing the fucking game, guys. Oh my god. Where did they come from? How did they get here? What are they doing? Oh, I really need to get rid of this motherfucker here. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. I see you. Where'd you go? Hey, yo, where... Where'd he go? Okay, never mind. He escaped my wrath. He escaped my wrath. I think it would be a good idea if I streamed really early so that I can get any and everything that I need to get done out of the way tomorrow. I have to get myself a haircut. That's happening. And I have to study up in terms of my job. I don't know, maybe later in the day, the afternoon, I have no idea. But I'm gonna have to do a lot of planning. Anyway, guys, it is that time. It is that time. It is time for me to log off, to say goodbye, to make sure that you guys also log off and say goodbye. All right? All right? Anyway, it's getting late. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have yourselves a good night and take care of yourselves.